what if the sky was secretly being used as a laboratory? And what if your leaders were frantically trying to stop it?
This isn't a theory anymore. The legal fight has exposed a real, uncontrolled global experiment.
They call it solar radiation management, a desperate, bizarre attempt to play God with our climate.
But who gave them permission? A few unchecked companies, backed by private billions, decided the fate of the atmosphere was theirs to choose.
They weren't scientists, they were venture capitalists, making a cynical bet that they could profit from planetary disaster.
Their first move, launching unregulated sulfur dioxide payloads from a remote desert location. Unchecked. Untold.
The secrecy only lasted until Herschel noticed a blip on the radar.
The evidence was undeniable, but stopping them required speed the law simply wasn't built for. The invisible war had reached the ground.
They use sulfur. It's cheap, it's effective, and it's also a ticking environmental time bomb when you inject it at that scale.
Altering the thermostat doesn't just lower the temperature, it triggers a strange history of unintended,
We are not talking about a drizzle here. We are talking about crippling the engine of the world's weather system.
The single biggest threat? The ENSO cycle, the natural rhythm of El Niño and La Niña.
The law is obsolete, and there are no laws to prosecute this untold crime.
This led to an unprecedented rush. States weren't waiting for Congress. They saw an immediate threat to climate.
The experts had to put aside decades of dismissal. Dr. Sharma was tasked with making the abstract terrifyingly real for legislators.
If the ENSO cycle collapses, the models predict a massive, multi-year drought across the American West. Simultaneously, other regions, like the Midwest and Southeast, could face the opposite extreme.
The world watches, because this isn't just an American secret. If the US weather engine breaks, the resulting chaos belongs to all of us.
The pressure mounted. Every failed attempt to regulate meant more time for the rogue companies to launch. The window to stop the bizarre experiment was closing.
They treat the atmosphere like a chemical equation they can balance. They ignore the chaos theory. We are risking billions of lives for a vanity project.
To truly understand the risk, you need to see the operation itself. Above the weather, above the clouds.
Current laws were designed for pollution control, not planetary modification.
The reaction was instantly polarized. Nations condemned the unilateral action, but the powerful interests saw it as necessary, disruptive innovation.
The burden of knowing the potential consequences weighed heavily on the few who fought back.
The data finally passed a critical threshold.
The planet's natural rhythms were beginning to break. This is the cost. An unintentional human-engineered drought sweeping across the heartland.
Who controls the rain? Who controls the harvest? Who controls the future? Not a handful of secretive CEOs.
But the private interests were already too invested.
The data was screaming. Every action was causing an equal and opposite reaction that no model could fully predict.
The political backlash was swift. The state's push for a ban, once dismissed as weird political theater.
It wasn't a global solution, but it was a crucial line in the sand. State by state, the power to unilaterally manipulate the sky was being stripped away.
The scientists achieved a pause, but not a solution. The warming trend remains, and the temptation to press the
The air cleared. but the knowledge never does.
The only safe choice, the only way forward, is transparency. Because a secret technology, no matter how—
This isn't over. Does your state have a ban? Do you want venture capitalists deciding the fate of your rain, your snow, your storms?
We can ban the act, but we can't unknow the knowledge. That power, that dark temptation, is now part of our future.
The solution is not science, it's accountability. A global demand for transparency that cuts through the corporate secrecy and the untold experiments.
Though, if we let this slide, what's next? Temperature control? Ocean currents? The day accepts secrecy in science is the—
The atmosphere is not a laboratory. It is a thin, vulnerable skin that protects all.
The planes may stop flying today, but the shocking fact is that they already did.
The bizarre irony of geoengineering is that even its success creates a terrifying dependence.
The real battle isn't with sulfur. It's with the temptation to seek an easy fix for a hard problem. We must choose the hard way.
It's about accountability. If anyone is going to move the levers of the earth, it must be the people's representatives, not hidden actors.
We showed you the secret. Now, we need your opinion. Should the government ban all forms of weather modification, even for research? Tell us in the comments.
Which is the bigger threat? The initial problem they tried to solve, or the unforeseen chaos they created? Your thoughts fuel the conversation.
If this story opened your eyes to the secrets above, hit the subscribe button for more untold stories from Shockwave Science.
Don't miss our next deep dive into history's weird experiments and shocking scientific mysteries.
Want to know what they tried to do before geoengineering? Click here for the strange history of weather modification.
Or dive into our investigation into the extreme weather wonders that humans can't yet touch. Watch our latest video now.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next investigation.